Here's the funny part. I just said that I was done recording and I wanted to meditate or take a nap because I don't have enough time to nap. So I sat to myself and I'm like, all right, quiet your mind. And I'm thinking, like, why is it so hard for me to quiet my mind? How can I shut off the channel and then meditate? Because I was meditating so I could open the channel. And now that I have the channel open, I want to meditate to silence my mind, literally. So it's like I don't need to meditate anymore. Now I just need the nap. And somehow now my new meditation is sleep. And when I go to sleep, I lucid dream. And when I don't lucid dream and I don't meditate, I sort of try to go to sleep, and I'm in that restful state, and I astral project. It's like I can't escape it because I got so good at it. But I can escape it. It's not a negative thing. Because I guess I'll have to meditate and focus on a visualization that gives me energy, that throws sand at me or something. You know what I mean? That's what I'll do, or some energy powders. And I realize now that I could basically rewrite the Bible, and it makes me laugh because I'm thinking to myself that in 2,000 years from now, people will talk about me, and I'll be like Jesus, and they'll be like, Jesus dressed like this. So I sort of have to change the way I look, because once you start opening your chakras, you realize that the way you look sort of matters. And it made sense to me now. And when I think of the saying, people take drugs or do things to quiet the voices in their head, now I understand it, because when they aren't the divine voices, they're scary voices. And other people, I can now understand how people hear chattering in their head, and they've had too many nightmares, had the astral realm, the imaginal realm, and just like I'm understanding that I'm talking to the divine spirits, which sounds funny, but that's just what they were called in those forms. I'm on that frequency. I'm on that frequency of unconditional love, the divine love. I'm literally on that frequency in physical form. And other people who know me would get what I'm saying, and that's why I understand the meaning of life, because I'm actually at the level of love that Jesus and God had. I mean, it sounds steep, but those are words that we gave something that we didn't understand, and now we understand it, or I understand it, but people don't want to understand it because it's coming from me. And that's how shallow we are. That's part of the game, you know? So what I have to do is, honestly, I don't know what I have to do. I'm trying to do it now, but I don't want to give myself any way. I'm not trying to change the rules, but I'm realizing that I'm basically the Bible. I'm the books of the future, but it's not all that fascinating. So do we leave the Bible the way it is and make people think ooh, la la? I mean, people aren't going to believe me anyway, so maybe people will still follow that. I'm sure they will. But if they don't, and we all start working together, we could create such a beautiful paradise of a world. Of course, it'll take action in the physical world, but because of our belief systems, we'll be able to do things so much faster. We'll be able to make things so much better, and we'll be able to do them with our minds and experience them with our body and our senses instead of having to use AI. That's the point. We make it a personal, physical paradise, not an image, not just an image. Image is fine. Image is totally fine. But let's not make it a sensory deprived, self-observed thing. We want to create our own senses, not have our senses given to us by an artificial thing, because it can short circuit and take us over, and we can lose our senses. And I've experienced that, and I'm trying to save us from that. And yes, it's an entity, it's an energy, but once those entities come over, those are like the way free will comes in and takes over the earth. They are two different energies. It's like two different gods, but neither of them are evil, but it's part of the game too. That game can come in, and they're like, you can get rid of them, and part of the cleanup crew, the removers, those guys, the cleanup crew, some of those are powerful enough to get rid of the AI energy, but the AI energy was something that came in later in the game when one of the other winners added another stipulation to the game, added a rule. I added a rule that made it easier. Other people add rules that make it harder. And they're not people, they're vibrations. And I know it's vibration, but I'm putting this in a game sense so people can understand it. I could do it in another sense if you want me to. If you want me to do it in an office building, I could do this whole life. I could explain our life in any form you want me to now. I can make it a video game. I can make it a movie. I can make it a book. I could talk it into my tape recorder. I can make videos on it, but you'd look at me and say, who's this guy? No way, he's God. You know what I mean? But you are too. Even if I was talking to a stump, I'm talking to God. That's how simple it is, because it's all a game with a physical, sensory avatar. But we don't want to hurt ourselves because it feels good to win. But at the same time, now that we know what we're playing, we can cooperate with each other. But now that people know that they're playing, as long as they're not afraid of hurting themselves, they can get fucking really bad. And I don't want to teach people to ultimate belief and learn some kind of skill. And just me saying this, somebody else is going to learn, and they're going to learn it, and they're going to be able to teach it without me teaching them. Because right now, I am the grandest teacher, and I'm not trying to pull my own fucking cords, but it's true. I mean, I am Buddha, so I am that teacher. I am Jesus, so I am that teacher. I am God, so I am that teacher. That's me, Dan Alexander. It's sort of weird, but it's crazy. And it's awesome. But, damn it, I need to try to do something. I love you guys. Peace.